Hello, hello. Just a quick second. I'm going to do a post about the stream for Instagram and then I'll get started. While I do this, so today, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start refining up the sculpture. It's not a ton of cleanup to do, but there's some cleanup that I want to get done. Some stuff that I should probably take care of before I get too far into any of the texturing stuff. And once we get all that done, then I need to do some work on the teeth as well today. That's one aspect of the sculpt that I need to put some effort into. Just bear with me real quick. I'm a little behind today because I was trying to get a bit of a workout in before the stream started. So I didn't do all of my prep stuff. All the stuff that I should have done before going live. We'll just do that. Let's do that. Okay. Okay, we should be good. Sorry about that. All right. One thing that I did do finally is I loaded all of my custom brushes that I've been using, so I don't have to take time to load those now. They just load automatically into ZBrush. So that's pretty cool. Little bit of time saved there. Let's take a look at this guy's teeth. These are the new teeth that I made here. I think I need to he should have more teeth on this little area here. So we'll probably have to get, let's see. These are the teeth I need. Duplicate those. And then need to flip them. Then we'll set them in the jaw. Only thing is I don't need this middle section of teeth anymore. So I can delete that. Delete hidden. Then we'll move these into place. Let me see what the polygroups look like on this. They are not amazing. Doing auto groups. Auto groups, then we'll delete hidden. We'll just focus on this grouping of teeth, make sure they're aligned properly, and then I'll just mirror it over. One thing I miss about working in Blender when I have Blender is you can just, like, when you have something mirrored, you can just show and hide the mirror modifier, and you actually get like a half section of the model to look at. It's not quite the same when you, let's see. Because I want to see the gum line of this jaw here, but the outer part of the jaw is in the way. But if I do this, I should be able to see better. That way I can set these teeth in place and I don't have to like guess about where they're going. So set these in their spot. These all gotta get UVs, and yeah, we'll probably have to do a pass where we take these into Blender. Sorry, my brain's not working right now. Take them into Blender and then unwrap them. We'll need to do that to every tooth too. These ones, these small, simple ones, I'm not worried about. It's these bigger, more complex, you know, the more complex structure of these ones that's a little bit, might be a little bit tedious. I need to see what the topology looks like for those guys. Let's do a mirror and weld. That works. There we go. So we got the teeth set in here. Now we can move this guy around. That looks pretty good to me. What shall we do now? I think it's mostly just going to be about kind of going back in and like picking through some of these details and just sharpening things that I want to sharpen. Let's see, what do I want to start with? We'll start with the neck here. We'll start with the more like obvious folds of the mesh. I probably need to, I've been working on the topology for so long. I haven't had the like sculptural reference up just because, I mean, it's not really that useful for topology. But now that I'm back to sculpting, I need to bring up my ref. Just so we can see what I did and didn't do, I'm going to add a layer here. Just, I think it's kind of fun to like turn it on and off just to see like what changed and what didn't change during the session. Kind of just picking like random little bits. Just anything that I think kind of stands out or I think could be emphasized just a little bit more. It's not really like, it's not like super systematic or anything. It's mostly based on just feel. I guess it can be, it's a little bit arbitrary. I'm not like, I don't have like a super specific reason why I'm picking certain features over another. Just kind of whatever catches my eye, anything that I think looks cool that I think could get some emphasis is kind of what I'm going after. This area here is, it's part of the projection that didn't really come across very well, so I'm going to have to retexture this. Fortunately, I have some stuff that can take care of it really quickly. The more I work with these brushes, the more I test them out, the more I like them. I kind of, I'll probably make some more, because there are some cases. There's just ideas that I've had since I made these ones that I want to try. But I'm pretty happy with these. Let's get these antenna out of the way here. I probably need to polygroup these so I can work a little bit more efficiently, but let's see. I could probably polygroup them by UV. Yeah, the auto groups. Only thing is it doing this, you got to be careful because it doesn't do it symmetrically. So you really got to watch out. So I'm gonna just go in and group some of these that I know need to be symmetrical. Just like the major sections. Like the head. And then we want all the flippers to be paired together. Oh, so this has a front and a back. So you got to make sure to get all 4 sides. This pair of flippers here. This midsection, this torso, we'll group the tail in there with it as well. These guys we can group. What? Oh. I think one of the hardest things people, when they're learning ZBrush, one of the hardest things for people to get used to is showing and hiding parts of the mesh with polygroups. So what I'm doing is I'm holding Control and Shift and clicking on the polygroup, and it disappears. And then if I Control Shift and drag on the outside, it inverts the selection. And then if I Control click and tap, it shows everything again. So it's basically, it's just 3 things to remember, but getting the muscle memory down to quickly, do it really quickly can take a long time. And I think that whole showing and hiding parts of the mesh, it really goes a long way to like just feeling comfortable in ZBrush. Like it really helps out with just the overall workflow, being able to hide what's getting in your way, being able to focus on very specific parts of the mesh that you need to focus in on. So if anyone is out there and they're learning ZBrush for the very first time, really, I would kind of turn it into like a little drill, just learning how to show and hide and invert a selection. So once you get that down really easy, or like once you get that committed to memory, sculpting starts to feel much more intuitive, much more smooth. Because it can feel a little bit clunky if you're just like starting out and you don't have that down yet. It can feel a little bit awkward. Gonna continue these little details down the neck here. So this part I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on. Because it's an area where I think it'll see a lot of flexion, I guess. This part here is kind of like a hinge. Hey Storm, how's it going? Thanks for letting me know you're there. But yeah, this is like a little hinge right here. This guy has several places where the mouth can open much farther than it probably could even open much farther than what I'm showing here. Because if this can extend further, and then this can push forward even further. So it could probably open its mouth much, much wider than I'm showing. I've actually been looking into ways to possibly animate. I mostly just want to like show the jaw opening like mechanism, like how that works. I think it'll be fun. Well, I kind of need to do that anyway, because if I do any poses in Blender with the mouth closed at all, then I have to have a way to neatly close it, you know. I'm doing all right. Technically unhinging its jaw like a snake. Yeah, it's kind of like a combination between a snake and the way a viperfish opens its jaws. Viperfish were one of my very early inspirations for this guy, and like the way it opens its mouth. I think in general, like even for the Ikran, they have a lot of very fishy anatomy. So that's where that came from. So it can go nom nom exactly. I don't know if I'm going to like a snake can unhinge its jaw at the front here, like it can separate its I guess it'd be its dentaries or something. I have to double check on my snake anatomy. But it can split here basically. I don't think I'm going to do that because this is like a whirltooth shark thing that I was hoping to achieve here. And it doesn't really allow for that sort of articulations. So it's not like a snake in that respect. But there is some, like the interior mouth anatomy is very snake reptile-y. Martinez, how's it going? Hi from Brazil. Just wanted to say you're my favorite paleo, so thank you. Artwork inspires me to become a better dinosaur artist. Ah, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, that means a lot. I love dinos, and it is really nice to hear. And you're a dinosaur artist as well, Martinez. Would be really cool to see some of your stuff. Yeah, so a little bit of a life update on my end here. It'll probably affect the stream somewhat because I'll have to take a break in the next month or so. But I'm moving to California. We'll be moving to Santa Monica area. And yeah, so I have to pack up all of my stuff and make sure it's all ready to go. And then we are we're headed out. So yeah, it'll probably be like a couple of weeks where I'm like just trying to get settled in, and it'll be a whole new office, setup for me. So I have to like figure out where everything is going and like how to organize it all and stuff like that. So might be out of touch here, I guess, for a couple of weeks, but I'll pop back in once everything's set up again. Moving is just the whole thing, yeah. In the house, so yeah, we've just gotten a lot more stuff. We moved out of an apartment to our house, and then now we're moving back into an apartment situation. So there's a bit of like condensing to be done. There's a lot of stuff. Like I spent a really long time like establishing my workspace, like making it fun, making it inspiring, just making it like a place that I want to work in and be in. So like a lot of the stuff that I've set up here, I need to figure out like new places for it to be, and if it'll fit, if it won't fit, what to do with it, if I'm gonna, just a lot of considerations that have to happen. I have to keep translating some messages because I still don't understand English very well. Oh, no problem. But yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. I am excited for like a new workspace because I get to like reorganize stuff. I get to like kind of figure out a whole new setup, a whole new office layout. So that's kind of exciting. I think it's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to be cool. And it's a whole new city, to learn about and explore and get used to. So storm, we moved into a smaller house, and oh my gosh, it was bad. Plus we had good storage at the older place, and they didn't include that space in the new house. Yeah, that's one of the things that I'm running up against. Like we have a whole garage, and in my garage I kind of have it set up as like a secondary, like kind of like a workshop, really. It's where I have all of my 3D printers, and like it's basically where I go to make a mess, when I need to paint, when I need to mess around with resin, all of that messy stuff goes on in there. But we're not going to have that in the apartment. So I have to I'm giving a couple of my printers away to a friend, and then I'm going to keep one. So hopefully I can still print some stuff, but I won't have the capabilities that I have right now, basically. Which is fine. I mean, like, I wasn't doing a whole ton of, I used to do a lot of the 3D printing stuff for Beasts of the Mesozoic. Like all of the prototyping and stuff. I did on my printers, and I actually did that in my apartment too, which was kind of crazy. We had an apartment before we moved to this house, and I actually did a lot of the 3D printing for Beasts of the Mesozoic Tyrannosaur series in that apartment, which is kind of I partly can't believe that I did that. But yeah, I haven't done a ton of that lately, so it's not like I'm in some huge production mode. It's just nice to have that capability every once in a while. A man cave, yeah. This creature as a 3D printed art doll would be fire. You know, the thoughts crossed my mind. It's crossed my mind. I did one of the personal projects that might get a revisit on here from me is I have a certain prehistoric or a certain marine reptile that I was going to make into a figure, just for funsies, just to practice articulation and all that stuff. So that might be something that I bring into the stream. Although I don't know if I want to do that as the next project, because that'll be like two marine creatures in a row, and I probably will feel like a break from marine stuff for a little bit. Take my money meme. There's actually a lot of custom figures that I've wanted to do. Just haven't had time to get around to them. I have a lot of them started, but not finished. I wanted to do, so I love Pacific Rim. I have a lot of Pacific Rim stuff. It's one of my favorite kaiju films. I really love the creature design. Some of my favorite creature designers worked on that film. And I have a lot of the figures, a lot of the kaiju. But there's a few. There's a couple kaiju that appear in the film very briefly that they never made into action figures. So I started one. I actually got fairly far with it. It was just very hard to find good reference for it, because it appears in the movie very, very briefly. You don't think you haven't watched Pacific Rim? I would give it a watch. They're fun. It's a fun, like, it doesn't take itself seriously. Like, it understands that it's a movie about like beating up big, big monsters and big robots fighting big monsters, but it's fun. Would be good if you could send stickers here in the chat. You mean like emotes? Yeah, I might. I'm a YouTube noob. So if there's like community stuff or like interactable stuff, like things you can do in chat and stuff like that, I probably need to look into that because I have not done a lot of like, what would you call that? Like just like customizing of the YouTube space, I guess. I don't know. Routine, I'm in first place. Yeah, like if there's like custom badges or like I don't know what can be done. But the more people we get in here, the more I'll kind of try to customize that stuff. It all depends really. But yeah, there's a ton of stuff that I'm excited to get to in the stream. I was looking at my hard drive the other day, just like going through lots of the projects that could potentially be next, and there is a lot of stuff, lots and lots of stuff. And maybe, who knows, like I might, if I stream more, like if I added another stream during the week or something, I could maybe get through them faster. Kind of depends on just like the other work that I've been doing. And I also don't want to like overwork myself either. Tablet is running out of battery. My tablet is constantly plugged in. It does have the capability to like it. I think it can be wireless, but I don't know. I feel like the battery runs out really fast. And it's not like an old tablet either. It's a fairly new tablet. Maybe it's just maybe that's just how they are. Oh, I guess, yeah, that would be an issue, right? So all the apps that you can stream on with an iPad are paid. I didn't know that. Exploding tablet. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. I'm thinking, so the more I look at this, the more I think I'm gonna do something kind of crazy. I think I might want to make each of these little fins their own little mesh. I'm still debating, but I think that might be something I do. If I can get this to look convincing enough, like they're overlapping in a convincing way, then maybe I don't need to do it, but otherwise I might have to do like individual little gill things there. It'll be a little bit tedious. I think it was 2020, 2022 or something when the program I was using one day just said, sorry, pay to use. And I was like, what do you mean paid? Yeah. Yeah. There definitely should be something, you know. OBS on PC is so nice. Or maybe you could stream like a different way. Like you could stream directly to like to Instagram or something like that. Maybe. I can't think of that many details to deposit into my model. Yeah, it's it takes a while. Like there probably would have been a time, you know, where like I would have stopped, you know, I would have stopped here, just called it good, you know. But there's always the more I do, the more I feel like I can push things. There's so, you know, there's only so much you can do to like eventually you will hit a limit of like resolution and of course like time, like I could work on this forever, I suppose, if I really wanted to, but I do want to find an endpoint, so I can't just detail endlessly. But yeah, it's just like it's almost there. It just needs a little bit more refinement, and then call it good. And the reference is important too. Like the better your reference is, the more details you can see, and the more things you can decide to put in your model if you want to. So starting up that reference library and getting all that good detail, pictures of really cool details is important. I have folders full of stuff, and then I have like, ooh, what's this? That's not good. There's some nastiness going on here. I still have like Pinterest and stuff too that I have a ton of reference sorted out. I still use Pinterest. I feel like it's still pretty usable. I was a little bit worried that it was like inundated with AI stuff. And it kind of is, to be fair, but if you know what you're looking for, you don't have to deal with it too much. And I think you can disable the AI, or you can like sort it out a little bit so that the AI stuff doesn't pop up as much. The Beatles got to him. Yeah, it looked like he was like he's turning into Swiss cheese there for a second. Every once in a while, I do find AI. Yeah, yeah, that does sneak in there, for sure. Is Pinterest good for finding details for models as a reference? You know, it used to be. The reason why I used to like Pinterest a lot is because it would kind of take you down like a rabbit hole, you know, like you could start looking for certain images, and then it had like a really good suggestion feature where like it would pop up other related images, and you could like keep on like clicking and diving deeper if you wanted to. That's what I liked most about it. I kind of drifted away from it though, in favor of just like I'll just find stuff on general Google searches now mostly. There used to be a few different websites that I would go to. Places like, oh man, I forgot the name of the artist, but there was this photographer on DeviantArt who would take these really super close up photos of reptiles and insects. His gallery was a really cool place for some reference. Yeah, there were a few places like that. There is like textures.com or like I forgot what they renamed their website. Texture, oh, what is it? I guess it still is textures.com. Or let's see. I could have sworn they renamed it something else, but I think it's still there. So yeah, there's like there's sometimes some good stuff here. It's mostly for actual texturing though, but sometimes you can find some good stuff. I mean, really, I kind of feel like reference gathering is a bit of like a treasure hunt, you know? Like you definitely have to devote the time to finding the reference that you need, and once you find it, you know, just save it out and keep it for the future. Start making your own reference library. You know, everybody has probably their own like little nuggets of, you know, very specific reference that is super useful to them. Best place is ArtStation. There, yeah, ArtStation can have some good stuff depending on what you're looking for. You can find some nice like texture packs. You can find some nice if you're doing environments. You can find there's some people who have some really nice environment reference packages. Lots of figure reference if you're trying to do characters. Stuff like that is in there. ArtStation, they like reorganized it. I feel like it when I think like Epic bought it or something. When they took over, they like reorganized the way that it's like the marketplace works. I feel like it's a lot harder to find stuff there. It just feels a little bit disorganized. It's a similar thing for like Unreal Marketplace. If you go look at that stuff, it's definitely much more chaotic. I find it hard to like navigate as well. Yeah, a lot of my creature design stuff kind of honestly, I feel like that's one of the reasons why I made this this stream, so I could actually focus on creature designs again, because I've been doing so much paleo art, and paleo art is very, you know, it's a very specific, the way you go about it can be pretty specific. I mean, there's only so many, you know, there are certain resources, places to go for good skeletals or good like pictures of fossils, you know, good things like that. So the pool of reference for that sort of thing is more narrow. So since the majority of my professional stuff is more paleo art, aside from the character design stuff that I do for my full-time job. Yeah, that kind of stuff is kind of dominated my like the resource pool that I have. It's all dinosaurs, and of course it's all useful stuff. Like, you know, there's obviously a ton of dinosaur in here. You know, in this creature design, there always is something that I pull from it. But yeah, it's been you know, dinosaurs are just a little bit more concrete than working on a creature design of like a fantasy creature or like an alien creature or something, you know. It's part of what makes doing paleo art so nice, but it can also be, because there is more concreteness, you know, there's more like solid stuff to reference, but it can also be part of what makes it a little frustrating because you're either pulling from a small pool of reference that everybody else is pulling from. So it's kind of a struggle to like make sure your stuff is looking unique. And you know, there are limitations to, if you're doing something that's pretty strictly scientific, there are limitations to what you can and can't include. So it's not as flexible as a creature design is. I had a long time ago, I did when CG Society was still a thing, I did a walkthrough of how to reconstruct dinosaurs. I did a walkthrough of like my whole process basically, and I had a lot of resources pointed out there for paleo reconstruction. I've been meaning to update that because obviously, I mean, CG Society doesn't exist anymore. So there's no home for that information anymore. So when I get a chance, I'm either gonna just repost it, or because a lot of the info is still relatively useful. I mean, when I look back at my Ceratosaurus that I did for it, there's a lot that I would change and update about it. Where is the Cerato? It's this guy. You know, there's a lot. This is before I even knew how to use Blender. This is before I used Blender. So I was doing all of this in ZBrush. So there would be like sections that I need to update of like getting stuff into Blender and texturing and stuff like that. This is even before I started using Substance Painter, I think. But I had some resources pulled up for that guy, pointed out, I mean, in that article. Yeah, it's a Serrato. I think a Nazy Cornus, I believe. Oh, thank you, Martin. Martinez, sorry. Yeah, I there's a part of me that like kind of cringes when I look at the Ceratosaurus because I know I could do a lot better now. And the thing about it is, CG Society they picked their own. Like I didn't title the article. I just like gave them the material and they like went about posting it and like promoting it and stuff. But the title for the article that they picked was like sculpting the perfect dinosaur or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, why'd you guys say that? I was a little bit like, what's the word? I guess embarrassed by the title they decided to give it, because it's by no means perfect, but it's the promo. You got to promote it. You got to do the social media of it. That's okay, Storm. Do what you got to do. I will be here for another hour. Yeah, I definitely want to revisit it. There's a lot I learned about Ceratosaurus that I could apply to that like a lot. Oh, no worries, Storm. Thanks for popping in. Have a good one. Let's see. These little plates, I need to figure out some sort of texture for them. I'm probably thinking of doing like I'm looking at like Arapaima. Arapaima, if you look at their heads, they have a very specific like kind of grain to the like a directional sort of growth sort of grain to their scales. The big thick plates on their face. So I'm thinking of doing something like that, like these little ridges. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I see stuff that I need to detail. So maybe it's gonna take a little bit longer than I thought it was. I thought it was just gonna be like a quick, quick little touch-ups here and there and then move on to texturing, but I think we may be here for a little bit longer than that. Just a little. Just do a 12-hour stream, don't stop. Jesus, that would be... Stop taking enough. That would be ridiculous. I don't think I could do that. There's those people that do like their 24-hour streams, like playing a game or something. No. I remember what it feels like to stay up for a full 24 hours or more, and that was terrible. I do not want to feel that again. It's like, I don't know. It just makes it, I can't believe that I let myself like be so drained of energy like on a consistent basis like that. And the crazy thing is like I really didn't know how bad I felt until I actually like got back to a decent night's sleep. Like I got back on a decent sleep schedule. Then I really felt like, oh man, I felt terrible for like months at a time. It was not good, not good. I really like the way this this little area. It's funny, like I don't know, like I'll work a ton of time on a model, and then like my favorite spots will be just these really obscure little areas that nobody will probably ever see. But this little area of wrinkles, I feel, looks really nice, feels really nice. I like that little bit there. So I think eventually these little plates, well, the whole body is going to get some, what's the word? Distressing. So eventually I'm going to have lots of little scratches, little dings, scars, stuff like that will happen on the surface here. Once I'm done, some of it will be procedural, some of it I'll do in Substance Painter, and then some of it will be like the bigger little details will be hand sculpted. So like I'll probably come in here and like do little, just like little gashes and things like that. Have I ever used Surface Mimic? No, I have not. Surface Mimic is, I really don't know how people use Surface Mimic. What happens if you look up Surface Mimic right now? They have these maps still available. Like every time, I don't understand how people use Surface Mimic, because it seemed like you go to their website and they just had like maps, displacement maps. They had alligators or like crocodiles and toads and maybe like a snake, but they didn't seem to update anything. Like I never saw them update their website or whatever. And it sounded like Surface Mimic sounds like an app, right? Like some sort of like program you can use to create textures, but I don't think it is a program. I think it's just the website. I don't know. It was a little weird. I don't think it exists anymore. Like in theory, some really high resolution like textures of reptiles would be really useful. But if it's the same, like it's just the same alligator that everybody uses for everything that has even remotely an alligator texture on it, it starts to become less and less, appealing as a resource. Like I could have seen it be like it could have been really cool, like if it were the mega scans of like organic textures, like if they just consistently updated it with different scans of different reptiles and different animals, and they just kept on updating the library. But I don't think they did that. And then mega scans isn't a thing anymore either, so I don't know where people get their landscape textures and stuff anymore, or make their textures. It was very handy. Oh, hey Josh, how's it going? Welcome. Good to see you. Good to talk to you again. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I've shown you this guy before. I'll give you a quick tour. This is a creature that I started a while ago. Back when CG Hub was a thing. They used to have monthly challenges on CG Hub. And well, actually, I don't know if you know who Bryn Matheny is. She's one of my favorite creature designers, but she used to run these creature design challenges. And one of these challenges was to design a creature that could live, or a creature that was living in the oceans of Pandora, as in like James Cameron Avatar Pandora. And this was way before anyone knew. This was like 2013, 2012. It was way before anyone really knew anything about Way of Water. Like we knew that it was I think we knew that it was gonna be in the ocean, but we didn't know, like there was no concept art or anything like that. So it was totally like up in the air as to what the alien life was going to look like on Pandora in the oceans. So this guy came from that. And it's just been a design that I've it kind of popped up every time I heard news about Avatar, or like I saw the film or anything like that, I would think about this design because I really liked it. I just never finished it. So now that I'm doing these streams, I want to take the opportunity to finish a lot of designs that I didn't get a chance to finish, or I've always wanted to finish but just haven't prioritized. But yeah, he's gone through sort of like a facelift as well. Like, let me see. I can show you the before and after. I don't have this published yet on ArtStation because I'm still working on it, but you can see like this is the old version, which it has like a lot of the bones of what I wanted. It's just they weren't refined or like fully developed. Excuse me. So he goes from here to here. This is the new guy. And I've been working on all these different color concepts as well. I think I'm going to decide between like either this one, or maybe combine some elements of a few. But yeah, I just recently wrapped up like this round of concepts and started getting back into the sculpt. Oh, thanks. Now, how have you been, Josh? How's things been going for you? Yeah, I'm excited I'm doing this final pass of details. Hopefully getting into some texturing soon, some rendering. Play around with some. I have to figure out a way to rig and kind of animate his mouth so it opens and closes the way I want it to. Things are good. Just been kind of living life at the moment. Not too many creature gigs as of late. Need to ramp myself back into it. That's good. Taking a moment to enjoy life is not a bad thing. Yeah, this is basically like this 2 hour slot during the week is like my my creature outlet time, you know. I get to just kind of focus on whatever I want to focus on, and um so far it's just been this guy, but oh, I did take some time a couple a couple weeks ago when all of the game like announcements were going on. It might have been more than a couple weeks, but like when was it like Summer Games Fest, or it was one of those. um I did a stream where I was working on a dragon concept. It was like Spyro mixed with Monster Hunter, like if Spyro was a Monster Hunter dragon. So I did some of that. It was pretty fun. Other than that, it's just been this guy. I went to Unreal Fest with my team in Chicago for a week. That was fun. Met a lot of devs. Oh, nice. I don't know what. I haven't looked into Unreal Fest. Is it just like lots of games, like just Unreal Engine games? I don't think that's been on my radar too much. Um, but it sounds like a good time. Was there anything like, I don't know if you can talk about the stuff that you saw, but if you can, was there anything that you like that stood out to you that was cool? Anything you're looking forward to? You know what might be fun? I could do. Let's see, how much time do I have in this stream? I have 30 minutes. I could do a projection of the texture on this guy here, and then we could kind of see what the texture is going to look like in like full 3D. That might be a good test, actually. Let me prep some stuff really quick and throw up my file browsing thingamajigger. let me save out a file. Come on, open, please. Actually, I should already have something saved out. Let's see. If we're gonna do poly paint, I really don't want layers on it, because I feel like layers act wonky with poly paint. So we're just gonna bake all that down. Mostly meeting gears. E-Day team was a highlight for me. Was able to send my portfolio directly to the studio for possible future work. Nice. All the Gears monsters have been a big inspiration. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I hope you get contacted for that. That seems like it would be it's like one of those dream project jobs, right? So I'm turning on Spotlight. Just for a quick projection. But I don't know why. Why is it giving me this? Oh, it's because the black outlines on the model. It's just temporary, so let me see how it works. See if it works out in my favor. We'll try it. If I need to go into the file and disable the line art, I will do that. It actually paints the white on there. That's good. All right. I gotta disable that line art. Give me 1 second. Let's quickly open this file up and here we are. This is a huge. I did a ton of versions of this, so this is a huge file. Let me save out this. Save as. Okay. Pop back in here. get it into Spotlight, and then we should be fine. Should be good to go now. You know when those Zoic TCG cards are getting shipped from Kickstarter? Excited to see your illustration. Oh, thank you. Zoic TCG should be shipping here soon, actually. They said it was going to be August, either like around August sometime. That's the date that I read on the like Kickstarter updates. They also have if you wanted to get more like quick updates on stuff, they have a Discord that's dedicated to just Zoic stuff. I'm in that Discord. I popped in there, and the devs are as well. So they pop in and they just talk about the game, and they give updates on like progress and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for it too. I think what I might do is once I get, because I ordered. I mean, I have the starter sets, and then I ordered a booster box. I think a couple, actually. So what I might do is actually just do like a box opening on stream. And yeah, just have a fun evening, talking about the art and just seeing what I get from the booster boxes, seeing what my pulls are. So I really enjoy opening. Like I collect Digimon cards. That's like the thing I like to do. I guess that's my hobby. So I really like just sitting down with the set and just seeing what I get, Pretty fun. So if you're interested, I'll probably be doing that when I get my stuff in the mail. Are you a Pokemon kid growing up? Yeah, I mean, I really like Pokemon too, but if I had to choose, it would be Digimon. So, okay, that's the thing about projecting. It looks good from one angle, but it's going to look crazy from another. But we might be able to problem solve some stuff here. Oh yeah, lots of dinos and Digimon. The artwork though, I really love the artwork from both games actually. Like the Pokemon has some really cool looking art, and Digimon has really cool looking art as well. There's some cards that are really they just look awesome, I think. Big fan of some of the artists that work on Digimon and Pokemon. I think some of them actually do both. Like there's some artists that work on both games. Yeah, a couple of my favorites. There's an artist named Spare Ribs. It's a pretty funny, kind of funny name, but there's an artist named Spare Ribs that does a lot of the card images that I like. His art style is just very clean. I really like the perspectives and like the way he renders things is just really nice. There's an artist named Koki that I really like as well. It's very like watercolory. The colors that he uses are really, really nice. Just has a really good sense, just a color theory master type person, Who else? Yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few artists that I've come to know from that TCG that I just really like a lot. Tyranitar is my favorite Pokemon. Have a toy of his that's very accurate. I saw recently, maybe this is the toy that you're talking about. There's a oh no, that's not. I'm thinking of the wrong Pokemon. Tyranitar is not. Let's see. No, Tyranitar. I'm thinking of Tyrantrum. Yeah, there's a figure of Tyrantrum that has like the skeleton underneath, and like you build the skin over it, and I think it's articulated too, partially, but it looks really cool. And they did, I think they did it for some of the other fossil types. Like I think there's an Aerodactyl. The big sauropod one too. I don't remember the name of that one. It looks like an Amargasaurus, but it's not. Yeah, it's a really cool idea. I mean, I'm not like the hugest Pokemon guy, but that does look really cool. I might pick that up if it's available. Sorry, the little monster is coming to the room. So, if you haven't been into stream before, my little dog likes to harass me while I'm streaming. She only does this while I'm streaming. She does not do this. She stays in my office with me all day. She's quiet. When I'm streaming, she decides to bark. She knows that I'm streaming somehow. So she's in here, gonna probably give me some guff. So sorry if you guys can hear her barking. If I can get her to jump up here in my lap, she might stop. Saw one of the big YouTubers going over some of your fax dynos. Got a lot of hype around it. Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, we got a lot of traffic from his shout outs. So much so that we have our website, and the day that that video went live, we got so much traffic to the website that it kind of broke it. So it's a blessing and a curse, I suppose. Got to make sure that our website can handle large volumes next time. But I think we ended up fixing it, so I think it's fine now. But yeah, I actually just finished a new model for fax that I think should go live soon. When it does, I'll post about it. Yeah, it should be pretty cool. I mean, it's a model that I'm pretty proud of. I think it looks nice. I'll say that. Thanks, Josh. I mean, I'm doing my best. Sometimes it doesn't feel like I'm cooking so much, but I'm doing my best out here. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think she just wants to sit in my lap, maybe. It's a little bit awkward to sculpt while she's sitting on me, though. But as long as she stays quiet, that's all that matters, I suppose. Yeah, I think I do really like this skin. I just got to figure out what's going on, you know, in the side views, because this is all getting crazy. But I feel like this can work pretty well. I probably should have done like a bottom view too. I probably will have to revisit it. Because I probably I don't want like a ton of stuff going on here at the bottom, but I probably want some subtle like little stripes or something. Little squigglies. Just to have some sort of interesting things going on down here. You know. And then the centermost part of the body will be mostly white. I think that'll look cool. And let's see. I have the other thing that I got to think about is the bioluminescent parts of it, because that's going to be really important. And I'm going to have to do. I haven't done what do they call it? Like an emission thing, an emission shader or anything like that in Substance before. So I'll have to figure that out. I don't think it's very hard, but this is kind of like the plan for the bioluminescence. I still need to figure some parts of it out, and then we have the whole underside to figure out as well. So I'm probably going to have to do like I was trying to avoid it, I guess, but I probably do need to I need to not be lazy and do a side view and do a bottom view of the selected texture. That way I know what the plan is, because I could probably like freehand it, but it's probably not a good idea to do that too much. I got to lock in the museum. I do work for wants a T-Rex and a Triceratops battle animate. Wow, okay. Got to gather lots of reference. That's going to be pretty epic. It's a very classic scene, you know. Triceratops versus Rex. Yeah, for sure. I can. So I did do. I did a reconstruction of Triceratops for the Melbourne Museum. It was a while ago. Some of the thinking of Triceratops might have changed slightly, but it's not too different. Like this is a model I did. This skeleton here. This is so they sent me the scan data, and so this particular Triceratops is pretty complete. It's like, what is it, like I think it was in the 90, like 93% complete or something. It's pretty complete. So they sent me the scan data of the trike, and I had to do some reconstruction because the skull was crushed on one side, so I had to like mirror the bones and stuff to get the symmetry restored. And there's a few things missing, like a few of the toe bones on one side were missing and stuff like that, but it's mostly complete. So I have this guy, and then let's see if we can find, this is the flesh reconstruction here. I don't know if I can find any like good images of it. But yeah, spent a lot of time on Triceratops. So if you need any like pointers on anything, I can give my 2 cents. Here's it's a better view. I don't know if they have any like close-ups. I gotta talk to them. Oh, they made like a baby version of it too, which is cool. It's a little puppet. So they have the little baby, and then they actually made an action, or not an action figure. It's just a figure. This is based off the model that I did. They sent me one too. I have it on my shelf. That was a pretty fun experience. Yeah, if you need any info, I can do my best to help out. So yeah, that was quite a bit of time that I was working. I think it took me like, the back and forth adds a lot of time to things, but I think I was working on that project for like, I don't know, like 6 months or something like that. Is the skeleton scan available? You know, I don't know. I know there are scans of some. There's a scan of a Triceratops from, I can't remember what museum, but it's on Sketchfab. You can download the model too. It's downloadable. It's kind of heavy. But you know, anybody who is good with ZBrush could probably take those the scan data and just reorient the skeleton probably, because it's on its side. Like it's a T-Rex versus Triceratops scene, and the Triceratops is actually lying on its side, and it's like in an action pose. So you'd have to repose it, but the skeleton looks pretty complete. So that would probably, I've been actually meaning to do it myself too. Just like take that model and just kind of like break it apart and repose it just for fun, you know? Because it is a really good Triceratops skeleton. It's a good T-Rex skeleton too. And it's kind of rare that you get that. You can download a model like that, so it's a good resource. You think you have it? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. It's a pretty useful reference. But yeah, that's a really cool project. I wish I knew how to animate. I keep saying that. I need to actually like buckle down and learn something, you know, learn how to animate something. Oh, right. The short. Yeah, I think actually Beast of the Mesozoic might have had a similar. So I know they recently redid their Triceratops action figure, and one of the things that I think they were running into with their Triceratops is the frill. I think a few years ago, I think people were thinking that the frill was more just like keratin, like it was just like a sheet of keratin over the whole thing. But I think now the view on it is more that it's scaled, so it's just like scaly. So I think that's what they adjusted on that model. I think I'm trying to think. They made me do both when I did the Triceratops. I did two versions. I did a scaly version, and I did a more like keratin plated version. And I think the one that they ended up going with was this scaly version. So I was kind of probably lucky that we did that. Because it means that we were a little bit ahead of the curve. But yeah, I had to do both versions. But I think that might be the only thing. The cheek placement, like not having cheeks or very like minimal cheeks again, is something that you might run into as like a point of contention, I guess. I actually really like the no cheek look on ceratopsians. It's kind of grown on me. At first, I thought it was like it made them look very skeletal and very like, I don't know. I gotten so used to seeing them with cheeks that like seeing them without them was just very jarring. But I actually really like it now. Let's see. I think I can show. I mean, it's just this sculpt. So this is. I think they actually might have it on. Online. Yeah, you can kind of see it here. This is the scaled version here. I don't think they have the older version that I did with the keratin covering, but it's like I said, it's probably not It's probably not the direction to go at the moment. You probably want to look at something more scaly like that. But I can send you some more detailed stuff later if you want to take a look. Oh, I was gonna say the person that made me like kind of like start liking Triceratops without the cheeks is one of my favorite artists, actually. His name is Louis LaRosa, if you know who he is. I'll show you one of his. Let me see if I can find a closer view of his Triceratops. I'll just pop this in here because it's going to be harder for me to find. But this treatment here is what really started making me like come around to the idea. It looks really cool. I just think it's pretty well done. And I mean, everything he does looks pretty sick in my opinion. But the his trikes and his T-Rex look awesome. Like this mouth interior. And this is pretty sweet. It's just that interaction there. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I'll send you some links and some images for sure. Here, before I forget, I'll just do it right now. Josh. There you are. I'll just send you. I'll link you to his Instagram. And then, you know, if you just do a Google search of his name, you should find some really good stuff. I need to completely resculpt my T-Rex. He makes me feel like that too. I mean, I haven't done a T-Rex in quite a while. I've done Tyrannosaurs, like relatives, but I haven't done a T-Rex in a long time. Martinez, I'm thinking of making an ankylo. Is it a good idea? Yeah, I'd say go for it. I'm pretty sure The data on Ankylosaurus is pretty... I'm just trying to think. But I think it should be fine, yeah. I was just gonna say, like, if it was a more like obscure dino, then it might be a challenge, but I think you're fine with Ankylo. The only thing depends on the way, like, how you want to do it. Like if you're trying to go about it, if you're going to do like a base mesh or a low poly, the thing to consider is, do you want to include all of the osteoderms in your mesh, or do you want to include them as one mesh, or do you want to treat the osteoderms separately? Because that could mean more or less work for you depending on what you want. Now, I've done it both ways. Osteoderms can definitely be kind of a pain if you're trying to fully integrate them. I was doing a Spicomelis a while ago, and I tried to fully integrate. I did actually do most of them fully integrated, but in the end, it was just kind of, I found that it was a little bit easier to just treat them as separate pieces. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. The spikes spikes can be hard, but you know, just take them a bit at a time. Don't rush it, you know. Like, so all of these here were part of the original mesh. They were part of one piece. So all of these spikes are integrated into the base mesh, but all of these ones are separate. These are all separate. And these side ones are separate too. So you can treat them one way or the other, or you can combine both techniques. Just really up to you on what you prefer. And you know, if you haven't done an Ankylosaurid before, it might be a bit of experimentation just to see what you like. But there's really no right or wrong way to go about it. I've seen it done both ways. Okay. Actually, guys, exactly, Josh. I was just about to say I need to head out. Thanks everybody. Yeah, time got away from me, and I all of a sudden it's after 8, and I didn't realize it. Thanks, guys. Thanks everyone for popping in and taking a look at the stream. Really appreciate it. I should be good to go next Monday at the same time. You guys want to pop in, have a chat, work alongside me, do some creature stuff. I'll be here. So thanks, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good rest of your week as well. See you next time.